Are you happy, Robert, about the Bank of Canada's announcement that rates will not be going up
I think he said that he is not raising them at this time, but
at this
reserves
time?
the right
But
to raise them anytime he feels like.
okay, well, the doors are wide open. And on this episode of Real Estate Chat with
John Perez.
and Robert Eid, we're going to find out when these interest rate cuts may happen, but obviously there may still be some hikes. You never know. And so in this article that Robert shared with me, somebody's happy about the recent announcement, and that person is our Tiffany Macklem. So the headline, it's too early to think about interest rate cuts, Bank of Canada's Tiff Macklem says, who also said that interest rates would be low for a very long period of time. And so it seems like interest rates will be at this level for a long period of time. This article, which we will link in the description below where you're watching this, basically no surprise. I mean, we talked about this days before the actual announcement based on the guesstimates of the economists and whoever else, uh, industry commentary, industry observers. Sorry, I'm losing my words here. But basically, they're talking about in this article, which we'll link, the fact that until they see inflation hovering at 2% and until they see other factors in the economy and in their policies take place, there may not be rate cuts for a very long time. Robert, what's your take on that?
There may not be interest rate cuts for a very long time, like read 9, 12 months. And we will not see 2% variable rate mortgages when it's all over with. And we will not see 2% inflation. Those days are done. But these boys reading the textbook that they're reading out of don't know that yet. They just know that they're gonna I said it before, throttle. They're going to choke. They're going to control these backward looking stats that they've got instead of looking at what's it like to live when you don't have a guaranteed salary that comes in every month. And it's too much responsibility for this group of 7 or however many there are on the Bank of Canada to decide. And they'll drop rates when they have to, and they'll have to within 6 to 12 months.
So 2024 would probably be a little bit too early to tell whether or not this is going to happen. But for our Real Estate Chat viewers who have clicked on subscribe and are watching all of our episodes, the thing is you've got to look at financial management and real estate, right? Where you're going at in terms of your real estate, which is all we chat about. In terms of finances, so some may have locked in their rates. So some of you viewers who have commented in the past that you're on such very nice, like 2 or 3% rates for the next couple of years. That's great and fantastic. Some are variable rates. Robert, for anybody renewing who is watching this right now, should they consider, because of this announcement, or sorry, not the announcement, but sort of this suggestion that interest rate cuts won't happen for a while, should somebody consider a variable, or should they look at the fixed? And if the fixed makes sense for them to pay, should they just stick with fixed mortgage?
Not the 5-year, because it's not going to be at this level for 5 years. So they can look at the 2, they can look at the 3, and figure those two, like 2-year fixed, 3-year fixed, and then look at the variable and see how long it will take for the variable to come, would take for the variable to come down so that they would be making the same payment as they would if they took the 3 or the 2. And because once it comes down to the same level, then they start winning because the rate will continue to drop after. If it's too high, it's got to come down, just like it was too low, so it had to go up. And our stress test makes it difficult to renew with a different lender. So you've got choices with your existing lender of 2, 3, or variable, and they're all offered, and you just have to do the math of where can I comfortably sleep at night.
And so some of the numbers that they look at too is how the GDP is, and what's and unemployment look like. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. And at the same time, these recent happenings make this current situation we face unique. Not like these things have ever happened before in our life. Of course they did. But somebody looking to make these financial decisions, like buying or leasing a car or going on a vacation or buying that next house, with these kinds of levels of borrowing costs, if you're financing any of these decisions, Robert, what's a smart financial thing to do? Should people just, stick with their car, stay at their current house, not go anywhere, not dine out, don't spend your money, just wait it out? What's a smart thing to do right now?
Okay, well, that depends on the nature of your work, the nature of the frequency of your pay, and whether you get bonuses or not, and what the outlook for your business into the future is. However, anything that requires financing is costing more than it used to, but the price is coming down on those very same things. So if it's going to appreciate, you buy it. If it's going to depreciate, you lease it.
So there you have it. And if you are watching this, make sure you click on like if you like this episode. And if you don't like the current rate, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that because we'll get too many thumbs down. Make sure you leave into the comments what you're doing. What's your outlook? And, what are you spending on? What are you reeling back or holding back on spending? What does your budgeting look like these days? And, a lot has happened in just the previous 1 year, 2 year time window that has completely changed the way we look at things. Costs being a significant factor of this. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Real Estate Chat. Make sure you stay tuned for our next episode. Take care and bye for now.
Bye
Spend
for
wisely.
now.